Hello, everyone. Welcome to the AEW NJPW Forbidden Door recap. This is our first time using Spotify Green Room, Spotify Live to record a show, and I'm very excited about that. Of course, I'm the microphone messiah, Phillip Antoine. I'm waiting for Brandon and Brian to get in here so we can really get this thing going. Mr. Cook, how are you?
Oh, unmute. Okay, there we go. Oh, I'm fantastic.
There he is. Brian Tronic is in here.
Brian Tronic, Chronic. That's right. Tronic, the real Brian Tronic, Chronic. The only 500-time Bulletcast heavyweight champion.
Oh, really? Oh, really?
The
wow.
Only 500 times.
Okay. Well, we're waiting on what's going on? We're waiting on Brandon Tanguma to show up. Here we go.
Right.
Invite to speak. There we go. Brandon Tanguma's here, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right.
Here he is. Unmute yourself, buddy.
Oh, hi, everybody.
Wow, there we go. Oh, my God.
Let's go.
This blasted technology. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, all right?
There we go. Oh, man, Brandon's here. He can officially give us the rundown so we could recap AEW NJPW Forbidden Door.
The band is back together.
The band is back together. The three-man band. Let's do it. Brandon, officially kick off the Forbidden Green Room.
So, of course, we have to start with the pre-show because we talk about everything here at the Bulletcast. And so, raise your hand if you actually watch the pre-show. I know
hands are high in the air for people who actually watched it, because I did not.
Well, you're not the only one, Phillip, but we're going to still cover it anyway, goddammit. So we got the first show, or the first match, we got Bishaham, I think that's how you pronounce it, definitely didn't butcher that. Hiroki Goto and Yoshihashi defeating the Factor, which is Aaron Solo and QT Marshall. This one went 8:55. Good for them. Nobody got hurt. That's all we can ask for. Then Lance Archer beats Nick Camarado. I watched like 5 seconds of this match while inside Wingstop waiting for my wings because it wouldn't be Wingstop if it didn't take unnecessarily long.
What flavor of wing? That's really the important question. Or flavors.
Well, we got a medley, so you got to get the lemon pepper and then some garlic parmesan, and then we spice it up a bit with some Cajun. I think that's what they call it, and then some like hot barbecue mix gimmick that they got going.
Oh, really?
Is that Phillip approved?
I mean, I've never been a garlic parmesan. I've done the lemon pepper. Wingstop own a lemon pepper aroma. Shout out Ricky Rose. Oh yes. I've gone down the atomic path. I've been bold enough to do that. But you know what's my flavor? You take
Korean
Brian.
barbecue.
Take a guess. What's my flavor? Take a guess.
Lemon pepper snapper.
No, mango habanero.
Oh.
If I go to a place and they don't have mango habanero or even an Asian zing as a flavor, I don't want to eat there.
You got to get.
You just walk out. You just stand up and walk out of the.
Absolutely, I've done this.
You like them. You like them zing tings.
Man, I like them zing things. Yes, ladies, hit my line. 281-330-8004. What's happening? Yeah. Back to the wrestling talk though.
Well, not the main event, because there was 4 pre-show matches after everyone complaining of why is there only one pre-show match, or in WWE's case, no pre-show matches. We got Swerve in Our Glory, which is Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland, defeating Suzuki and El Desperado and Yoshinobu Kanemaru. I did not watch a lick of this match, but I did see the spot.
What was his name?
Well, which one?
Yoshu what?
Yoshinobu.
This is why I keep Brandon around for moments like this.
And this is why I'm leading the New Japan. Even though I'm not really the New Japan guy anymore, I still be hitting all them Japanese names.
Right on. You the man.
Anyways, as I was saying, Swerve Strickland hit Despy with some like stomp on the outside when Despy's feet were hanging on the ropes and he's hanging on the outside. Looked nasty. Did anybody see that spot or anything in the pre-show?
I saw the clip of it, and it looked pretty
Brian,
crazy.
great microphone skills. Great microphone.
Hey, can you hear me?
There we go.
Wait, is it?
Sound like you were 20 feet away.
Oh, really?
You were in another green room.
Oh, no. I'm sorry about that. You can hear me, though, right? Everything is good? Uh-oh.
No, yeah, I can hear you, bro. You're good.
Okay. All right, cool.
You're good.
All right, good.
Yeah.
Is Brian talking?
Brian is talking.
Brandon,
Stop
no.
playing, bro. Stop playing on the green room. Stop doing that. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Oh, back to what we were
I don't
talking.
think Brandon's playing.
Bro, Brandon, are you playing? Are you messing around?
What are you talking
What
about?
do you mean? What am I talking about?
In the main event of the pre-show, we had the Gun Club and Max Caster with Anthony Bowens in the corner taking on the LA Dojo in an 8-man tag team match. The Danhausen had a special little treat for the Ass Boys, having their own Titantron and new Ass Boy theme song. So the Ass Boys did not take kindly to that, so they just ran away, never came back. So it was a 2-on-4 match, and Billy and Daddy Ass and Max Caster were able to take care of business 2-on-4, get the Dubski in 5 minutes 35 seconds.
Daddy ass.
I know that's the gimmick now, but it gets me. How was the rap by Max Caster?
It was an okay rap. What did he named? What he talked about putting more people on the injured list. That's pretty much the big one I remember. I don't really remember what his other little.
I'm gonna need a whole just diss track by Max Caster. Like I need a whole album of him just going off on different people. I'm gonna need that. AEW, Righteous Reg, whoever's listening, get to work on that. I'm gonna need that ASAP. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sign of the night goes to the person who had the Get Well Soon card and had like just 50 people's names written on it. Hilarious. Not hilarious that everyone's hurt, but good sign. Good sign.
It was a nod to the injuries. Yes.
Wow, Phillip. Thanks for playing into my commentary on the podcast.
You're
but anyway,
teasing
by the way,
peas.
Brian, I could hear the whole time if you didn't know.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool.
Okay, yes, we're all good now. So we have the main show, the pay-per-view proper. Brian, I saw on the Twitter machine you were having some issues with the Bleacher Report app. Finally, I didn't have any issues with it, but Brian, what was your experience? I know it's been hit or miss with me. Usually I do just a regular pay-per-view, but this time I took the leap, did the app, and besides some buffering issues that I just jumped in for like 5 seconds, I was fine, but it seemed like you had some issues, Brian.
Man, I paid for the entire event 30 minutes prior to the buy-in, and when the show started, I couldn't watch it. It said I needed to pay for it again, and so I was on the phone with Bleacher Report for almost 2 hours, and probably like an hour and a half, maybe hour 45 minutes. It was horrible. I couldn't watch. I missed like the whole. Like I didn't chime into the show until the end of the All Atlantic Championship match.
That's terrible. That's terrible.
Just asking, what was going to be your way of watching? Was it via computer? Was it on a certain app?
Well, it was on Apple TV. But I usually I'll order the event on the Bleacher Report website because I'm always at my desk, right? So I'm like, okay, let me just and I did that. I ordered it on the computer, and then I couldn't even watch it on the computer. It was tough. It was pretty bad.
Hopefully one of these days AEW can just launch their own network or team up with HBO Max so we can get this all figured out, because I only use VR just for the pay-per-views. And as we've seen, it's not the best experience.
If we had to pick a streaming service for them to go to for pay-per-views and things like that, premium live events, whatever we're calling them now, where should they go? Is HBO Max is that the top choice?
Peacock.
No.
Yep, make it Peacock.
No, they can't have the cock. Could you imagine Daddy Ass on the cock? Oh wait.
Oh
wait. Hey now. Oh man. So HBO Max, right, guys? Yeah. Is that sure. Brandon, is that it?
I mean, they already got the built-in agreement. I mean, when HBO Max first launched, they were plugging the hell out of it. Old Teddy Turner. Well, I know he's not there anymore, but the old Turner Network, it's a match made in heaven, unless they bugger off to like Paramount, whatever it's called now, formerly Spike TV, and they go to Paramount Plus, which Nobody has.
I had Paramount Plus for 6 days. I canceled it the 7th, so I didn't have to pay.
We definitely don't password share around here, right, Phillip?
No, absolutely not.
Absolutely not. That's definitely not the way you watch the pay-per-view. But
no.
I do have, I got some connections to Paramount Plus. Watch the South Park movies. Great South Park movies, and that's really
I
the
love
only thing I've
Paramount
watched.
Plus.
It's the only thing I've watched on that thing.
I watch all the Nickelodeon throwbacks: Cat Dog, Rugrats, Doug,
Cat dog, Huna, home with a little cat dog. Cat dog. I'm sorry. I'm a huge cat dog guy. Yes, sir. But back to the sports entertainment or wrestling that happened tonight.
Shout out my cat dog Funko Pop. But yes, let's get into the pay-per-view proper. Normally we don't talk about the commentators, but the core commentators were Taz, Excalibur, and my pick seemingly every year for the Casty's best commentator in wrestling, Kevin Kelly. They were the core three, but we had some people jump in and out. Caprice Coleman showed up for the ROH match. We had Tony Schiavone show for the Sting match. JR showed up for the end. How'd you guys think of the new sort of commentary group, especially with Taz kind of taking the reins for the entirety of the show?
I've always enjoyed Taz's commentary, going back to the stuff with Michael Cole and the ECW, TNA, whatever. He always adds a different element because he talks about the MMA styles and the shoot wrestling aspect and shoot wrestling backgrounds of guys. So I've always loved that about Taz. Kevin Kelly, he doesn't get his just due. Like Brandon votes for him every year on the casties. He's definitely a delight and an underrated, unsung hero in the commentary world of professional wrestling. The 4-man booth, I guess, man. Obviously Caprice Coleman for the Ring of Honor stuff, but we could have done maybe just the 3, honestly. Like, you have Taz just there to represent AEW or whatever, and you have you can have Kevin Kelly there for the whole show, and then you can switch guys out. Like, you can have Excalibur go in for like the guys that were heavy in PWG, and then you can have JR on for a couple, and JR only called one match, right?
JR called the last 4 matches.
Yeah, I forget what, it's probably going to ring my bell when we talk about the matches, but there was one match where he called where I'm like, this is prime JR, like I feel it again,
Well, let's try to jog the memory as we jump into it. The first match on the show was a 6-man tag team match with the winner receiving the advantage in the Blood and Guts match. The Jericho Appreciation Society, or Lace Sex Gods, whatever you want to call them, Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara teamed up with the Murder Grandpa Minoru Suzuki, taking on Eddie Kingston, Shooter, Shota Umino, and Wheeler Yuta. Jericho Appreciation Society gets the win with Jericho pinning Shooter with the, the Judas effect. This one goes 19 minutes, so a very long opener, an exciting opener. I thought everyone played their parts well. Eddie Kingston, I love Eddie Kingston just so much. Him and Minoru Suzuki, I know Eddie's a big, all Japan guy, big Japanese wrestling fan, so him going in there with Minoru Suzuki probably was a blast for him. And then, they even told a little story of Shota, and because he's the son of legendary referee Red Shoes. When Jericho was in New Japan, he beat up on Shooter when he was a young lion, young boy. And so I liked how they, it would have been nice if AEW would have told some of these other stories or some of these introductory things before the show to get people more enticed for the matches. But I did enjoy that they actually told the story during the pay-per-view. But I thoroughly enjoyed this. This was kind of maybe the most surprising match for me personally on the card.
Yeah, for sure. We know AEW just expects the fans to know these things. That's why, people really kind of complained about the thing WWE does where they just hammer right in your head like what happened like all throughout the night in a segment, but that's how we know what's going on the show. So AEW, they don't have to do it as eccentric as WWE, but they can add some of that more throughout the show. Just quick little, hey, this is what happened last week, or this is what happened on Being the Elite that's going to happen on the show, or yada, 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 things like that. This match was, I was in between calling, the baseball game and really watching this, so I didn't watch it as closely as I wanted to. But from the things I saw, it was good. Jericho and Red Shoe's son, they looked like they worked well together. The intensity between Jericho and Eddie Kingston is still really strong. I'm looking forward to Blood and Guts this coming Wednesday. We'll be recapping that, of course. And I thought, there were some camera cuts that I didn't like. They were trying to keep the action like on Jericho, what he was doing in the ring. But then Sammy was outside. He hit a GTH on somebody, I think it was Wheeler Yuta, and it was just the camera cuts were not. I was not a fan. Was not a fan of those at all.
Great analysis, Brian. Oh yeah, I forgot you were on your on the call with Bleacher Report. So
That's right.
So the first match you saw was the All Atlantic title match.
Yep.
Well,
All
no,
right,
the ending.
Okay, so the ending of it. So before we get to that, we got the three-way winner-take-all tag team match for the ROH and IWGP Tag Team Championships, with the ROH champions FTR taking on the IWGP champions Great O'Khan and Jeff Cobb, and for whatever reasons, Roppongi Vice, Rocky Romero, and Trent Beretta were thrown in the mix. This one goes 16-25. I was either not paying attention or was like on my phone or something. Dax Harwood got sent to the back because he had some sort of shoulder injury. So Cash was kind of working alone for a majority of the match, and Dax makes the big comeback. They work over, everyone gets their shit in. Roppongi Vice was there. The United Empire was being big, beefy men bumping meat, doing their power moves, and FTR was just bloody brilliant like they have been pretty much their entire career. I know back in like NXT, WWE days, I thought they were good, but I think now they've just kind of risen to that next level in my eyes personally. And being a babyface team now, I had my skeptics, or I was skeptical that they were not going to be the best babyface team, but they have just proved me wrong, and they've been fantastic. FTR does get the win by pinning Rocky Romero, I believe. They pinned one of the Roppongi Vice guys. There was a kind of an awkward ending to it where the referee seemingly counted to 4, but from what I saw, he did count to 3, but there was just like a weird loud sound I think people kind of assumed was a count. But in the end, FTR gets the win, so this sets up a match later on, probably like a G1 final or something with United Empire, since they lost their titles without getting pinned. Phillip.
Yes. FTR, the only team in history to hold the NXT, Raw, SmackDown, AEW, AAA, Ring of Honor, and now IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Championships. No disrespect to my Usos, to my ones. We the ones. See them boys at Sunday dinner. But FTR, man, along with the Usos, one of the greatest tag teams of this generation, hands down. I think it's going to really solidify it for people, man. We talk about the Bucks, we talk about the Usos. Man, FTR, they're right up there. The way they talked about the Dudleys, the Hardys, and Edge and Christian, those 3 teams for that era, these are the 3 teams for this era that we will talk about 5-10 years down the line. And hell, probably 5-10 years from now, these teams are still going to be going at it in the squared circle, whether against each other or in separate companies or anything like that. But hey, man, it was great. Dax Harwood, Big Daddy Dax, coming out there just straightforward, not taking any shit from anybody. A one-armed man. It was fantastic, man.
Brian, I know you didn't weren't able to see the match, but what are your thoughts on FTR and kind of how they've grown and how they've gone up and down and how they've become, like, honestly, probably the most popular tag team in AEW right now?
I think they recovered very well. I was kind of disappointed with the direction that they were going. They came in and won the titles, they lost, and then had the feud with Jericho and the Pinnacle and all that. And I was just like, I don't really like this for them, but they recovered very well. Putting on banger matches, getting crazy pops. And yeah, I can't say that I was surprised that they won this match tonight. But, it's like one of those things where it's like, wow, okay, like they're knocking off everything on their list. Like, okay, we're doing this. We're the first to this. We're the first to that. We're the only ones to do this. Just when you thought that there There wasn't any more like first to do or I'm the first to do this or they're putting themselves up there as the greatest tag team of today's era. They're putting themselves up there. I know it's a huge debate. I know a lot of people can Phil, you even said it yourself. It's a lot of people, a few teams up there, but FTR, man, they're doing their thing. And, they got all the gold. Usos aren't the only ones.
So
yes.
It's Brian's time to shine because we got the 4-way and for the inaugural AEW All-Atlantic Championship. We got Malachi Black, Miro, Clark Connors, and Pac. Tomohiro Ishii was supposed to be in here to fill the void for New Japan, but this Forbidden Door show is cursed for whatever reason, and so his opponent that he beat in the finals, Clark Connors, filled his role. To be honest, I have not really seen anything of Clark Connors, and I'd probably say the same for the crowd in Chicago, but by the end of it, the crowd was going crazy for him. He was playing that underdog role perfectly. The crowd was getting really behind him. He fired up, but in the end, Pac gets the win with his submission to get him tapped out. 15 minutes and 5 seconds. Everybody got their spots in. Miro, probably the most over out of everybody. He takes a big bump on the outside through a table. Malachi Black just was like a double 450 or something. Pac does some flippy shit onto both Malachi Black and Chris Connor, so Black just kind of rolls out. Miro also got some Black Mist, so maybe we're getting Miro and Malachi Black down the line. Pac, your first ever AEW All-Atlantic champion, Brian.
Finally, the bastard gets some gold in AEW. I thought it was over for him. I thought he was doomed. I came in at the part where I believe Malachi Black, he spit the mist in Miro's face. Was it Miro's face? I can't remember. Okay, yeah, it was Miro's face. There we go. So, yeah, I mean, I didn't really watch all the match. I came in pretty much at the end. I was surprised Pat got the win, and he's the new All-Atlantic champion. I will say this. Connors reminds me of Jungle Boy, a little beefier Jungle Boy. Am I right? You guys get that? No?
Well, he's got the hair. He kind of had like a dinosaur scaly trunks on. He's got his gimmick is like a trophy hunter. So he's got he's got a top hat on. So he's very in one with nature.
Right.
So I see where you're coming from.
Once I saw the top hat, I got Cameron Grimes. I got those vibes. I got those vibes, man. Did y'all? No, nobody got that.
I didn't see the hat.
So that once, like when you see the hat, you're like, oh, okay, all right, we're getting Cameron. I didn't even look at like the scaly tights. I was just like,
did he have a vest?
He did have a vest, bro.
Oh,
yeah, it was. Whoa. It was like, okay, you better wrestle Carmelo Hayes on 2.0. Like, what are we doing? But hey, man, this was tight. Shout out Pac, bro. It's not Pac, it's Pac. All right,
Pac.
No. Dude, we don't call Tupac. It's
Tupac.
Pac for sure. All right, come on, man. But no, congrats to him, bro. I'm happy for him. I really am. Right. This was nice. This was a nice step for him. Miro was over like Rover. That was nice. House of Black, I think they will be the first trios tag team champions. I think that's going to be Aleister Black's first piece of gold in AEW. So that's they've been made already. They're coming now. They are coming, dude. WWE has a lot of titles, but I feel like they have kind of control over it. You know what I mean? So
maybe too much control.
Well, it doesn't feel like a lot. That's my point. That's my point.
That's true.
That's my point.
Well, are they getting rid of the women's tag titles because there's a tournament or whatever happened to that?
We're not talking about that right now.
Oh, okay. We're not talking about that other company.
The AEW Women's Tag Team Championships are coming. Y'all didn't know that?
Oh,
yeah!
Can't wait.
AEW Women's Trios.
Reba and Britt Baker about.
Bro, don't say that. Don't. I will be the biggest fan. Don't say that. We got the AEW Women's Trios titles coming. Y'all ready for those?
Britt Baker, Reba, Jamie Hayter. But we all know Reba is the one carrying it.
Yeah, oh, of course. Shout out Reba. We got
Bulletcast, #1 Reba podcast.
Yes, of course. Saw her at Starcast. Great booth. We got the AEW Women's South Pacific Championship coming,
Can't wait for
What about the AEW World's Heavyweight Championship?
The World's Intergalactic Heavyweight Championship. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So when CM Punk wrestles the winner of tonight, it will be the undisputed AEW World Champion.
Yes.
You see, it's over here on our show. It's just the Bulletcast Heavyweight Champion. That's it. It's simple.
The Bulletcast Universal Heavyweight Champion.
No, that's not it's not a universal. Stop that. Don't say that. We don't want to confuse the people, man. Let's move on. Let's move on from the All Atlantic South Pacific North Region Championship,
North American Universal title, and let's talk about just another tag team match as we get the Dudes with Attitude, Darby Allin, Sting, and Shingo Takagi. No Hiromu Takahashi because he had a fever, could not fly out of Japan. So we put another person on the injured list as they take on the Bullet Club of El Fantasma or ELP, and the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson with Hikuleo in the corner. Sting did not come out of initially thinking that he was attacked or whatever. Then the Young Bucks make their entrance, and as this being the glory period for my New Japan fandom, I was getting big nostalgia vibes of the Young Bucks coming out with their Bullet Club get up and the Bullet Club theme song. I loved it so much. And then the arena goes black, and we get Sting jumping off the entrance tunnel and just defying gravity and defying physics at however 60-something years old.
It's like 64, brother. Yeah, I'm gonna chime in here. I thought he was coming from the rafters. I thought we were gonna go like really WCW with it, But then he was on the entranceway, and they had kind of like the Sting symbol, like a bat signal, or just a silhouette of his body. I was like, okay.
I definitely thought he was coming from the rafters. I was like,
that's what I'm saying. I'm like, no, he's not doing this. He's not pulling a Shawn Michaels at Mania 12, brother. No way. But it was fine, Bullet Club music. I was like, hey, this takes me back to a much simpler time in my life and the business. Jesus. Oh my god, it was fantastic. Hikuleo got attacked by somebody, didn't he? Yes? No? What do you mean you don't know? You didn't watch them. I remember like somebody dove on him or something. I think it might have been Darby. It was most likely Darby. This was it was chaos.
This was it was a chaotic match. It was a Young Bucks match. We had Tony Schiavone on the call as well, and we had a titty twister spot where Sting no-selling it, and then he comes back and gives Phantasmo a titty twister, and then we got Taz talking about Tony Schiavone's pierced nipples. This match was just a fun, 13-minute match. Nothing special, but it was a fun time. Sting was super over. Everybody was super over in this match, and luckily it didn't overstay its welcome. I very much enjoyed this match. I thought it was fantastic.
Absolutely. Brian, what are your thoughts?
I want to say that it must be crazy for Sting to have been in the ring with Ming and throughout his career, and to share the ring with Hikuleo. I can't say his name. I'm sorry.
That's
Hikuleo.
how you say it.
Oh, okay. Hikuleo. Yeah, it must be pretty crazy. But yeah, the match was good. Sting getting physical. I did notice the part where Sting had left the ring after. I think Phantasmo was taunting him or whatever, and he was supposed to turn around and Sting was supposed to be standing there, but Sting left the ring to chase after one of the Young Bucks. I forgot. I don't know if it was Matt or Nick, and it was a little weird there for a moment.
How does Sting forget the titty twister spot? I mean, come on. That's like the highlight of the match. That's like the one move you got to remember. You dive off the tunnel and you're giving ELP a titty twister. I mean, come on.
But other than that, the match was pretty good. Every time I see a Sting match, you guys, I gotta say it. I don't get mad at WWE because I know that they did. He got injured, right? But it's just like, dang, like just the possibilities, like like it just sucks. I'm glad he's,
he can always go back.
He can always go back, but I mean,
go back.
But they're not going to take that risk, though.
Are you saying that WWE actually cares about its performers?
Absolutely.
Oh, and AEW doesn't. That's what you're saying.
I mean,
that's what you're saying. I didn't say that.
I mean, we can talk about Jeff, but I mean,
hey, Brandon, what's next?
Next up, we get our first singles match of the night, match 9. I think this is like 2.5 hours into the main show. We get Thunder Rosa defending her AEW Women's Championship against Toni Storm. This is the shortest match of the main card at 10 minutes and 40 seconds, and Thunder Rosa successfully defends it. This match was fine. As I said, 10 minutes, not exactly there to steal the show, and they weren't able to kind of get into the next gear. Toni Storm was not dominating, but got a lot of offense in, and she was kind of had the upper hand for a majority of it. And then Thunder Rosa just kind of hits Dustin Rhodes' finisher for the end. A little, not anticlimactic, but just kind of out of nowhere, especially her not using her own move to get the finisher. So I had high expectations. They didn't meet them, obviously, but I still thought it was like a solid match, especially given their time constraints.
Yeah, I barely saw this. I'm gonna let Brian have the floor.
Listen, I thought this match kind of mimicked the match with Thunder Rosa and Serena Deeb in terms of like pace. I felt like her and Toni Storm were trying to do the whole, the wrestling and trying to like grab the crowd's attention, from that angle, which is good. I enjoyed it, but I want, especially if you don't have that much time, I want to see a much faster pace, especially at this point, right? Like Thunder Rosa, like, I don't want, it seems to be like the boring matches on the card. Like ever since she became champion, her matches have been kind of like okay, all right, whatever, I'm going to chill out, and I just don't want that for her. And so, and I know Toni Storm, she was giving it. She, showed me some things I was just like, damn, why she didn't do that in WWE? You know what I mean? But I get it, you're only allowed to do certain stuff there. But
or you go out there and you do it anyway, and it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission.
You are absolutely right, Phillip.
Greatest example of this. I'm sorry. Bully Ray once said that he and Devon went out there and it took 5 more minutes extra out there, and Vince was waiting for them at the curtain. And you know what Vince said? If you ever take liberties with my show again, it better be that fucking good. Guys, go out there. Take the liberties, but make it effing good.
Yes.
Keep going, champ.
Absolutely. Listen, I thought the match was decent. As I'm sure everybody else wished that it had a little bit more time. I wish the pace was a lot faster from the jump. We'll see. Thunder Rosa is still champ. I don't know who's next. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm hoping that this is feeling like Hangman all over again. I'm sorry. Hangman had a better reign than Thunder Rosa, in my opinion, but this is feeling
I would say Thunder Rosa has a better run than Hangman because she's still a champion. Yeah.
I mean, right for now.
For now, yeah. But I mean, I'm just saying that. Yeah. But Brandon, no.
As I break the tie here, I probably would lean towards Hangman having the better title reign, just because I think his matches were really good. I mean, the pay-per-view matches with Adam Cole were okay, but his TV matches he was having were fantastic. Now, Thunder Rosa, I do agree with Brian. She's not exactly, setting the world on fire, but I also think she's not putting the best scenario either. I mean, her stories. She's not really getting any time to tell stories and build the match and get the people involved, because this isn't on a dream match card. This is, it's Thunder Rosa and Toni Storm, two really good, one of the best women wrestlers in the world, but There was no real story behind it, and this isn't like a dream match everybody's been waiting for. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know what's next for Thunder. Athena is doing something with Jade Cargill, so I don't have the women's rankings in front of me, but I don't really know who would be next because I don't think they're going to run it back with Britt. I mean, who's really out there for Thunder Rosa to fight? And
Anna Jay.
And have a compelling story and match.
Anna Jay.
Is it safe to say, guys, that the TBS championship has become the Universal Championship? Like the TBS championship is more interesting and more important per se than the AEW Women's World
Championship? I mean, when you can say the same. It's kind of like when Cody was TNT champ that first go around. It was exciting because it was new and he was doing things that the heavyweight champion wasn't. So I wouldn't even say it's a secondary like heavyweight championship for the women. I would just say it's back in the days when like Brett and Perfect and Shawn were the IC champ. The secondary title just seemed more interesting than the heavyweight title at the time. That's just one of the things we're living in.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, then we get Will Ospreay taking on Orange Cassidy for the IWGP United States Heavyweight Championship. Earlier in the show, we did get a promo with both Juice Robinson, the former champion, but he has the physical title, as well as Jay White. So Juice was in the arena, and he was up in the skybox with the Bullet Club boys. And Will Ospreay and Orange Cassidy go 16 minutes, 45 seconds, an absolute banger of a match. My favorite match of the night. Ospreay gets the win. I know when this match was first announced, many people were just kind of questioning it, myself included. I thought if you were going to have Will Ospreay on the card, he could have went in a bunch of different directions with better options on paper, but I think people do overlook how good Orange Cassidy actually is. And I think he did showcase it here, but I think people also underestimate how good Will Ospreay actually is, and I thought this match was absolutely fantastic. Love the finish of Cassidy kicking out of the hidden blade, and then Ospreay hitting his other finisher for the win to stamp, big stamp. So Orange gets the hope spot, but Ospreay gets the win at the end of the day. I love this match. Did you guys love it as much as I did?
Brian, go ahead.
Yeah, it was really good. I was impressed by Will Ospreay. On this large scale, right? Like in front of this big crowd, in front of all these people watching, all over. And Orange Cassidy, listen, Orange Cassidy can go. He could bring it. The whole time I was watching this match, I'm thinking, okay, I like this. This is wrestling. This is fun. This is great to see. This is great to watch. There's something just about and I get where everyone talks about, Orange Cassidy and the gimmick and it's overplayed. I get it. It's time to switch it up. It really is. I mean, if I'm Orange Cassidy on this large of a stage, I'd be mad as hell that I just lost. I had an opportunity. I got this close and I just keep coming up short. Even in this match, I forget who was in it, or he had a chance at the AEW World Title. Am I correct?
Yeah, he was in a triple threat with Pac and Kenny Omega.
And that was way back then, right? So I think this is probably his biggest match since then, would you say?
Besides the Jericho stuff, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, I feel like it's time to switch it up a bit. Will Ospreay still ain't better than Seth Rollins. I gotta say it on here. I'm sorry. I gotta say it. Still ain't better than Seth Rollins.
Seth is a drip god. I mean, Seth took 3 losses to Cody, and it doesn't look like it fazed him at all. And he calling out the tribal chief. Come on, man. Seth went in the briefcase. Spoiler alert.
Woo! That's great. No, but Will Ospreay is really, really dope. And I wish I could see more of him in AEW, on that larger national scale,
Absolutely. Brian, or Brandon, did you give your thoughts? Or?
Yeah, I definitely didn't go in a long soliloquy about how much I love this match, Phillip.
Oh, no, of course. I said it before you got in the room. I think maybe Orange Cassidy gets a little change, and he's just serious, because when he's serious, That it's excellent. I know it's a climax and you have to build to it and everything like that. But come on, man, could you imagine an Orange Cassidy just going wrecking roughshod over guys and be like, this is the dude that was lazy and now he's the workhorse of the company and he's putting on banger match after banger match. Could you imagine a serious Orange Cassidy versus Buddy Matthews? Could you imagine that?
Orange Cassidy got to go. He has to join the Undisputed Elite, and he got to go on his Buff Bagwell run.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, he becomes a gigolo right after. Yeah. No. Man, they should have put the title on Orange Cassidy. I'll say it. I will say it. There needed to be a title change from a different company. That should have happened. That would have made this more interesting.
Did they elaborate on why Juice Robinson had the IWGP United States Championship?
Yeah, so apparently he had some kind of illness and he never mailed the championship back. Yeah, that's that.
Okay.
Kevin Kelly explained it beautifully, as he always does. But I do have to push back a little bit on the Orange Cassidy stuff. I think, his gimmick has evolved since the very beginning. He is maybe not more serious, but he's definitely trying a lot more at the beginning. And the commentary has kind of switched it up to like, he's not like, he is trying, but he's playing mind games with his opponents. So, and I don't know what a serious Orange Cassidy looks like. And if he is just like serious, he's kind of like a regular guy. And I think he's going to fall, and just get lost in the shuffle. He's a smaller dude. He's like in his late 30s. I don't know what else, like what does Orange Cassidy have that can make him stand out compared to everybody else on the roster besides his gimmick, which is one of a kind. Speechless. I got both of you speechless.
But the match is we got to look at just change up the character, bro. It's okay to get serious. Doink got serious, didn't he?
Was he not serious in this match?
But I'm talking about get serious all the time. Come on, man.
But what is him being serious all the time? Does that mean him cutting 5-minute promos in the ring?
His gimmick is he's lazy, he's nonchalant, and he doesn't speak, right? Let's do the complete opposite of that. He doesn't have to cut 5 minutes of soliloquies. It can be like a quick 30, 45-second thing, and then he just beats somebody in like a minute. Like just make him a killer. Yeah, let's do that.
But I think you can get across to him being more serious and being motivated, even if he's still lackadaisical.
But he keeps losing these big matches as this form of himself.
His last match, he beat Adam Cole, which I don't think Adam Cole should have lost.
When did that even happen?
That happened earlier in the year. That was his last match before his injury.
I didn't even know he was injured. That's because they don't tell me. They don't recap. They don't tell me anything.
I'm pretty sure they did say on commentary he's been away for a while.
Well, okay. I didn't know that. I did not know that.
Complaining about the commentary. Don't even listen to it.
Well, I need to show them how it's done. Jesus.
That's right. Phillip, how's baseball? How was the baseball this
week? There was this one kid, bro. This kid is going places. I announced the hell out of him. Are you ready for this? For Roner Park, Clutch Crawford. Oh. That kid is going places, brother. I'm telling you. That's a name. Now
I know baseball, they got the gimmick name.
They have to provide birth certificates for the players. That's his name, man.
That's a hell of a name. The parents knew he was born for greatness. Name Clutch. Was he clutch at the plate?
Homie was clutch, like not really hitting, but Roner Park, man. I think they won 15 zip today. Yeah.
Well, good for them. Maybe we can get them up on Los Padres because we need them.
Man, them, y'all gonna need them kids, man. Windsor's not there. They're not the best. Jesus.
We need Low Durst to come off the IL. But after the match, United Empire beats down Orange Cassidy. Roppongi Vice makes the save, still being outmatched. But who shows up to save the day? Katsuyori Shibata. He shows up, lays out United Empire, beats up on Will Ospreay, and him and Orange Cassidy have a stare down. Orange Cassidy puts the Ray-Bans on Shibata. I love Shibata. It's a shame that he got injured, but he's doing a fine job over at the LA Dojo teaching the young boys over there. And possibly setting up something with Will Ospreay, which I mean, health permitting, which I'm always going to say with Shibata, I would love to see that match. But what did you guys think of the little angle afterwards as two people who probably don't have the same love for Shibata as I do?
That ovation was thunderous. I will say that. I don't think. I mean that I haven't been in the building for. I wasn't in the building for All Out. You know, I don't know, but on TV, that was loud. So yeah,
it was the Austin surprise run-in pop.
Oh my goodness! And it took me a minute to even understand who it was. I remember I didn't watch him, you know. So but I remember the story when he got injured, and so it was cool to see. Yeah, that's pretty much it, you know.
Yeah, I think
I did. I'm sorry, Phil. I did hear Jim Ross. Was it Jim Ross or Siobhan? I think it was Jim Ross said that he reminded him of a young Antonio Inoki.
Yes, that was good old Uncle Jim.
That was Jim.
Man, let me get.
Is that accurate? Would you guys agree with that?
I guess, you know, a lot of Inoki talk. Today's the anniversary of his fight, his match with Muhammad Ali. So, I mean, sure, why not?
Then we get another singles match. Zack Sabre Jr. taking on a mystery opponent of Bryan Danielson's choosing. Who is it? It was leaked via the internet. I hate it. I don't know why these people are leaking it, or even if you will leak it, give us some spoiler alerts ahead of time. Like, I know Brian did send us something, and I was able to ignore it. But old Davey boy, fucking Dave Meltzer out here just being like, oh, Claudio's in the building. Well, thanks, Dave. Could you not tell me? Could you not give us a warning beforehand? I pretty much knew this was going to happen, but I've stayed away for the.
Do you follow Dave Meltzer?
I mean, I know. I don't enjoy him. I don't listen to him all the time. But if you're going to take in everything as a wrestling fan, you got to follow.
You see, that's where you messed up. You chose to follow him. I didn't know anything about Cesaro being there because I don't follow Big Match. He's not even Big Match Dave. I won't even give him that. Big. I sit at my desk and create lies, Dave. That's what we'll call him here.
Yikes.
Yeah,
Well, he wasn't lying tonight, Phillip.
Well, yeah, because he was probably backstage. He was like, "Oh, Cesaro's here. Let me put this out there." Yeah, dude, come on. Let's just enjoy it. We knew it was gonna possibly be him. I know Gargano put the thing on social that he was on a plane, but obviously could have just taken the picture from when he was going and try to surprise people and everything like that. By the way, Johnny Gargano, Stockton Con, August 14th, one day only. Go check him out. But hey, man, Claudio Castagnoli, he didn't use the Cesaro name that he trademarked. I was like, okay, that's interesting. But massive pop. I'm happy for him. You can tell he felt that. Hey, man, have a really nice run here. And hey, man, do what Cody's doing. I would advise a lot of these guys that have left WWE, really make a name for yourself outside of the company, then go back and win, man. Go back and win.
Win the big one. I noticed later on that he is back with Jake Hager.
Oh yeah, they were
in the same company.
That's right. You know what I want? You know what I want them to do?
Bring back Miro.
No.
Bring back and then bring in Sheamus. Alberto Guerrero can fuck off, but
whoa,
the United Nations, whatever they were called.
Apparently, Miro didn't like being a punching bag for Roman. Big air quotes on that. Yo, look, get Chris Hero up in that thing, and let's get the Kings of Wrestling in AEW. Can you imagine them versus the Young Bucks and FTR and the Lucha Brothers and House of Black and Dark Order, and the Acclaimed and the Ass Boys and Daddy Ass, man.
Ass.
Let's get Kings of Wrestling in AEW. I'm trying to see that. Yes, sir.
I missed the Dark Order.
Join the Dark Order. I've met Alan Angels a couple times. He is a great guy. Fantastic.
I heard they have a half repper on the Dark Order. Phillip, is this true?
I don't know. I haven't. We don't. It's just a hi. How are you doing? It's not. We don't really like sit and really discuss the inner workings of the Dark Order. I'm going to try to get a number.
Like me and him do.
And I'll let you know. You can't be everywhere. Are you in WWE or AEW, Brian? Pick. I know you're not at Sunday dinner with Roman because I am. Pick. I didn't go tonight because Roman he had things to do.
Listen, you're at Sunday dinner with Roman. I'm at Roman's house playing his video games. Okay.
Roman doesn't have video games. He doesn't have time for that.
Oh, he's had a lot of time over the last several weeks.
No, do you know what he told me? Do you know what he told me? He said
since April 3rd, Phillip, he's had a great deal of time.
Do you know what he told me? He said, "Wise man." Did you hear what he said? There are no video games on the island of relevancy.
I think Brandon would agree with me that Roman Reigns has had a lot of time to play lots of video games since becoming undisputed Universal Heavyweight Champion.
Hey, he's had a couple weeks, couple months to knock off some of those games he's been saving for a while that he's finally been able to complete.
Yeah.
Just
like two quarters.
Playing some Minecraft or playing some GTA.
Let's finish this podcast, please. We've gone too long. Jesus.
But yes, Claudio Castagnoli is the mystery opponent, and he will join the boys in Blood and Guts. He does get the win, 18 minutes, 30 seconds. Zack Sabre Jr. did his technical style, trying to stretch out Claudio. And Claudio, didn't really play into it. He wrestled his way. He wrestled his style, hard hitting, a lot of uppercuts, did a little bit of the swing, but he was selling the bicep for a majority of it. I know the ZSJ style is a little polarizing, could be boring to some. I do enjoy it. I would have loved Danielson and him to mix it up, but Claudio was a fantastic opponent for him. And I do agree it was the right choice for him to win. And it was nice, as Phillip kind of talked about it. He looked like, as we've seen with a lot of these guys and girls, like Athena at Double or Nothing, she was, moved by the ovation that he got, and he was talking to the camera. And even on Twitter, like you saw a lot of WWE people, like, Xavier Woods, Naomi, well, maybe she's a former WWE person, but and Becky Lynch just even tweeted out a screenshot or a photo of Claudio at the show. So a lot of former coworkers very happy to see Claudio in work and having a good time, which kind of shows to his character. And JR really put over his character, saying how big of a locker room guy he is. So
shout out
good work in the ring, but outside the ring.
Shout out Kevin Kelly just saying WWE on the commentary. He's not afraid.
He don't work for AEW. He don't care. He's gonna go right back.
He ain't scared. That's what I'm saying.
He's going right back to New Japan. They ain't gonna come after him.
Man, he quickly said all the success he's had in Ring of Honor and WWE. I'm like, oh, he said the 3 letters. That was the most exciting part of this whole show.
Wouldn't be the first time those words have been uttered on AEW television.
Well, with Kevin Kelly, it was intentional, and he's not scared. That's the point. That was the best part of the whole show, man. Just hearing those letters. Oh God, a great match by these two gentlemen, though. Zack Sabre Jr. best drop the BC's ever had.
I hope Claudio is okay. I saw him pulling at his hand or his fingers or something, but I think he's fine. I think he's going to be all right.
Hey, he looks fine at the end of the show. Then the penultimate match, a fatal 4-way for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. Jay White, the champion, defending against Hangman Adam Page, Adam Cole, and the Rainmaker, Kazuchika Okada. This one goes around 21 minutes. What you would expect, just them going all out, balls to the wall, kind of a pseudo tornado tag match with Jay White and Adam Cole working a majority of the match together, with Hangman and Okada not exactly working together, but just kind of fending off the two heels. Obviously, Cole and White's relationship didn't last too long, as Cole kind of turned on him, and then an awkward finish with Okada working over Cole. They go back and forth for a little bit. Okada hits him with the landslide, which is kind of like a Michinoku driver, pile driver type maneuver, and he was gonna hit him with the Rainmaker. Cole ducked, and then White just comes in, hits Okada with the sling blade, and pins Adam Cole for the win. So an awkward ending. Doctors quickly checked on Okada or on Cole. You could see White like saying something to the referee. I did go back and watch it, and Cole had the tape on his shoulder. It didn't look like he landed like on his head and neck. He obviously landed kind of hard on his back, and I don't know if he kind of re-injured that shoulder. But I couldn't see like any communication with White, so maybe that was just a on-the-spot call. But definitely an awkward ending, anticlimactic ending. But if you're paying attention, you kind of know what's up. This was the obvious finish of Jay White pinning Adam Cole.
Yeah, Brandon, you'd actually be very proud. In between innings and we had some downtime, we played wrestling themes for the children, and they were big fans of Kazuchika Okada's theme song.
I mean, it's an absolute banger. I love the song. I love the man.
Yes.
He was probably the most over New Japan guy. I know Shibata got the big pop, but the people loved him.
I was kind of in and out of consciousness for this one. I'm not even going to lie to you guys. I thought, you know what, they should have put the title on Hangman. Let's shake all this shit up. Come on, bro. At least one. Y'all could have did it. And then you could have put it back on Jay White, bro. Like, we could have did at least one just to give this really some oomph to talk about. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I see where you're coming from. I think you could have done it with that United States Championship match, but with Jay White just winning it from Okada just a couple weeks ago, I had a feeling and pretty much knew this wasn't going to happen. I know they did do the MSG thing where Okada pinned White for the new become the new champion, but it just seemed like a foregone conclusion. That is like the main drawback with this show that, I mean, we'll talk about it at the end, but I thought all the matches were fantastic, but the finishes were very predictable.
Yep.
And this match, the finish was predictable, but it was also anticlimactic because of the apparent injury to Cole. So it did kind of, shed a cloud over that. The Young Bucks did come out with Kyle O'Reilly, which would kind of seem like maybe there was something planned like at the end, but because of the injury, they just kind of came out anyways. So I don't know what to really make of it, but hopefully Adam Cole, gets healthy, because there was not worried that he wasn't going to make it, but there definitely was reports that he was injured kind of during the Owen and kind of leading up to this match. So hopefully nothing too major happened. Check Twitter. Dave Meltzer hasn't tweeted anything, Phillip, so I don't know exactly what his Adam Cole status is right now.
Yeah, he's trying to figure out what to say so he can sound like he knows what he's talking about, but he really doesn't.
I got you guys. Let me text Adam Cole real quick.
You think you're somebody? Oh wow. Okay. All right. Wow. I see. Yeah, okay. I mean, Adam, get well soon. T's and P's. All that in a bag of chips. Yep. T's and P's. Shout out Adam Cole, baby. He puts the D in DMD. Apparently, that's what I saw. That's
Brian,
that's what I saw. He said on Twitter.
Yo,
that's what he said. That okay. Come on, guys. He said it. He said it.
I thought the match was
good. It's just like when Anthony Bowen said, "Scissor me, daddy ass."
I like that.
Whoa, wait, all right. Yeah.
No.
Oh,
no.
Does Sydney know?
No. I like the gimmick. I like the whole thing. Like the entrance. I love it. Scissor me, daddy ass. Anyways, I love the match. Until the ending was just very weird. I know I blinked and Adam Cole was on the ground on the mat and Jay White pinned him 1, 2, 3. So I was like, whoa, what the hell happened there? The moment though, right? I almost feel like this should have been the main event. Just because of the moment, right? Like the entrances, everything was just big time, big fight feel. I know that obviously they're not going to do that though, because it's AEW. They're going to put their championship as the main event, but it would have been nice to have something as big as the IWGP championship match, with all those big names in it. But it is what it is. Okada,
yes,
wow,
yes,
nice to have
Kazuchika.
Kazuchika.
If I ever have a son, he might be named Kazuchika.
Okada, Kazuchika.
Phillip, do you know how to spell that, by the way?
Oh.
I'm asking, because I do have it in front of me, so I will know.
I mean, I'll have time to learn. Yeah, I'll have time to learn. I don't need.
Okay,
We'll call him Kaz for short. Yes, sir.
Got
Yes,
it,
sir.
but-
Yes, sir.
Kaz Hayashi.
Or maybe I'll name my son Yamashita. Yeah, there we go.
I mean, I agree with Brian. I do feel like this match felt bigger than the AEW title just because of the stars involved, and I mean, even the match. I did enjoy this match more than the title, the main event match. Yes, obviously it was more spotty and stuff, and more fast paced. It was the longest match at 21 minutes. I don't know if I said that, but I very much enjoyed this. Probably my second, it's second or third, but behind the Ospreay Orange Cassidy match. Phillip, anything? Oh, yeah, I forgot you were drifting in and out of consciousness because it was such a long day. Then in the main event, we have Jon Moxley taking on Hiroshi Tanahashi for the interim AEW World Championship. Moxley makes his entrance first, which with William Regal. William Regal wasn't at ringside. He just kind of walked him to the ring because I didn't really see him after the fact. But I did they had the little guitar entrance or guitar beginning that is Moxley's New Japan theme song. And then we get into Wild Thing. Tanahashi gets a big pop. Then they go 18 minutes, 20 seconds. Moxley pins Tanahashi. Moxley bleeding like a stuffed pig. Hits him not with the paradigm shift, but with the Death Rider. And it was called the Death Rider, which I very much appreciated, even though he had, if I'm going to be picky here and being Excalibur, he has used the Death Rider in AEW multiple times, but apparently because this is an officially sanctioned New Japan show, they can call it the Death Rider. Whatever. Finish seemed like a foregone conclusion. Match was okay. There was blood. Cool. Probably shouldn't have done it before Blood and Guts, but whatever. There was some sort of commotion going on in the crowd, in the first 5-10 minutes that Moxley obviously realized and just kind of threw on a chin lock as it kind of settled down because the crowd was not paying any attention to the match itself. But I didn't have super high expectations for this just because I think everyone just expected Moxley to win. So I think it was hard for the fans to really get into it. And the fans were cheering Tanahashi. Obviously Moxley is much more intense and wasn't a heel in the match per se, but he was being more aggressive. And maybe it was just the fans kind of doing wishful thinking. They were really getting behind Tanahashi, but Moxley gets the win at the end of the day, as everybody expected.
Yeah, I mean, it was fine. There's not a lot to really ride home about. Like you said, there was blood. They kind of went through the motions, and Jon Moxley's the interim AEW champion. That's really all I got to say.
Yeah. Moxley.
It was predictable. I mean, Brandon, you kind of said it, the whole card most of it was pretty predictable. Yeah, I mean, Phillip, we talked about it earlier, just how it ended. It just ended like a normal Dynamite, everybody comes out, brawl, then that's it. I mean, I know Blood and Guts is literally this Wednesday, but come on, come on, give us something else. Give me something, And Brandon, you're right. The blood, before Blood and Guts, probably not the best idea,
I didn't even see when it happened. Was it a hard way blood, or because Moxley's been in so many matches that he probably just breathe on him, he's going to start bleeding. But yeah, I mean, it was a lot. So that's what I wonder if something must have kind of nicked him or something. But yeah, the ending was kind of strange. I get it. You're trying to build to Blood and Guts, but they did the same thing on Dynamite. So I don't know what you're doing, trying to build Dynamite for the pay-per-view audience, but that is your most hardcore fans. They're obviously going to watch Dynamite on Wednesday, and they know Blood and Guts, which I mean, I think it's cool, but I think if you're going to run a quote-unquote angle at the end of the show, I think the fans have kind of expected it to be a bigger deal, whether that would have been Kenny showing up or CM Punk just even doing a stare down with Jon Moxley or just something besides just a kind of a repeat of what you did on Wednesday.
Well, especially because they've built up such a reputation on doing stuff like that. So obviously their fans are gonna expect it. But hey, at least Claudio got to come out again. And what was up with?
Got his music played again, but it wasn't as big of a pop.
Shout out Claudio.
Right. What was up with Eddie Kingston? Like he seemed mad at Moxley.
So I'm not the biggest person in the world to kind of describe this, but on the indie scene, I forget, was it Chikara, Phillip?
The Kingston and Cesaro heat.
Yeah, they had on the indies. They have just gone back and forth forever, and so Kingston hates Cesaro. So if you go back on his Twitter, he did a tweet and was like, "If this dude he doesn't have the balls to show up in AEW," and then he like retweeted his own tweet and was like, "Oh, I guess he does." So they leaned on it a little bit on the commentary, but Kingston definitely was going at it, and I would expect them to not flesh it out completely on Wednesday, but definitely we're going to get some sort of like confrontation with Eddie Kingston. I am all for fired up Eddie Kingston's the best Eddie Kingston.
Definitely.
All right. Well, I think that's going to do it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this green room, the Forbidden Green Room. Yep.
Phillip, we have to do our grades. That's what we do for every. Come on, I mean, I know.
I'll give it a. Can I give it a D for door? Jesus.
Wow, Phillip.
I mean,
that was very hard.
Or an F for Forbidden. Like I don't know what you want me to say.
I'll give it a C+.
Yeah, there we go. That's.
Wow, you guys are big time haters.
How?
I thought this match was a lot of fun.
Nothing happened. Only like Moxley won the interim title. We knew that was going to happen. They didn't do anything else interesting.
Okay, well, tell me what about like if we're gonna compare it to the other company. Like with WWE, pretty much the things are mostly predictable.
They're predictable because everybody on the internet spoils it 3 days before it happens.
Are they predictable? I don't know. I don't know.
Well, and sometimes, Phillip, that just means it's good storytelling. I'm not saying this is exactly the same thing because
we could have put a title on Hangman tonight. We could have put a title on Orange Cassidy. We could have done something different, man. That's all I'm saying. We see a Punk could have.
They put the titles on FTR. FTR.
Oh, okay. All right, brother.
Photo of like 1,000.
All right, cool. That's but we had one title change. We had a title change and a half, really.
We had the first ever AEW All-Atlantic Championship, the most prestigious of the mid-card titles in AEW.
Sure, yep.
Going to be defended all over the Atlantic, including China and Japan for no reason.
Look.
Tony Khan would tell you that championship is better than the Intercontinental Championship.
Call me when some Hall of Famers won the All-Atlantic Championship.
Wow, so disrespectful.
Yeah. No disrespect to Pac, but I'm just saying. Shawn Michaels was the Intercontinental Champion. That's all I'm saying. I know it's a new title or whatever, but if Sting wins it, maybe I'll be like, all right, that's or Jericho, but okay, yep. Now we're getting somewhere. But no, that is going to do it. We will be back Wednesday nights for a recap of everything in the world of wrestling and sports entertainment. Monday night, Brandon and I are taking a trip in our favorite rocket ship, and we're going to go do an interview with. Yep, we're going to go do an interview with somebody that'll drop within a week or so after.
Too.
You see the photo of who I interview. And I got a lot of stuff.
Make sure to watch the YouTube. It's going to be great cinematography, great framing.
It's going to be back to the way it was.
I'm going to be there. I'm going too, so I can do the lighting.
No, we'll see. We'll see, man. It's your first day back. Don't get ahead of yourself. Thank you guys so much. Stay clean, stay strong, stay safe. Diamonds are forever. So is the Microphone Messiah. This is the end of the Forbidden Green Room.